Hi guys, how you guys doing? Hi, good to see you. Good to be seen too. Um, this video needed to be done. This video is very important. This video is kind of relaxing for me to do actually. It needed to be done. I want to talk about Van Halen, both Eddie and Van Halen itself, and namely structure it by talking about the 6 Van Halen albums that I actually consider Van Halen albums. I don't consider Van Hagar or Van Halen 3 with Gary Sharon. That's not Van Halen in my book. The Van Halen was 6 albums. I want to just go on about them, what I feel about each one. First, let me talk about what I feel about Eddie Van Halen's playing. Um, um, you know what? If you listen to it hard enough and you really give it a listen, it's almost like Dixieland jazz, really. If you hate that, I mean, David Lee Roth is doing his 40s Rat Pack thing, being, no, I don't know who the guys are, what, Bing Crosby and Dean Martin and uh, uh, what's the other dudes? Uh, oh God, I can't think of all their names, but the '40s vaudeville thing, with Frank Sinatra. Um, oh, if I can just think of one of them's names. Um, he married a girl named Mai in real life. Who am I talking about? Um, oh gosh, I can't think of his name. Um, 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 don't know everything. I know a lot more than I can remember sometimes, actually. Um, Sammy, Sam, Sammy, not Hagar. Sammy, Sammy, married Golden My, um, Sammy Davis Jr. Got it. Yeah, that '40s thing. And Eddie did almost even earlier than that, the '20s with ragtime and Dixieland jazz. He liked jazz. There's a reason he thought Alan Holdsworth was the greatest, not because he could play like Alan, because it's really hard to play like Alan, but Alan was jazz incarnate on with a rock sound. Eddie, a little more conservative, but same idea. You take a ragtime piano player that can play but do that on guitar, take a '40s vaudeville Frank Sinatra dude singing, and plus they entertain like nobody's fucking business. You have Van Halen. I'm sorry, it's not as rock and roll mainstream heavy metal Quiet Riot thing as you would think. Because they're Van Halen, you think they're just going to be playing power chords all the time, and it really wasn't so. Eddie did a lot of triads, even sevenths, minor sevenths, major sevenths, dominant sevenths, and did a lot of songs on a ninth chord, just a ninth chord, full blown dominant ninth chord, or sometimes or alternatively, you can hit it on a Hendrix chord, the dominant 7 sharp 9, or you can hit it on a minor 7th. You know, lots of that thrown in Van Halen, tons. Just listen to it. Don't get past its fact that it's rock and roll. Eddie Van Halen changed the world, whatever. Blah. Blah. Just listen to the music, and you'll see that I think I'm right about a lot of what I'm saying, if not all of it. Now the albums and how they touched me, each one in line in order, because I was there. I was there. I wasn't physically meeting Van Halen and seeing them presently in person, but I was there. In the time, Van Halen grew up in Pasadena. I grew up in Ontario. I don't know, what are they, an hour and a half apart? I don't know. You do the math, Google it. I don't know. It's you could drive to Pasadena and Ontario and back and not even have a whole day out of it. I know that. I almost know that for sure. So it's not that far away. Like my dad grew up. My adoptive dad, or whatever, the Wiseman dad, grew up in Pasadena as well. Pasadena Naval Academy is an academy where my grandpa Rex was principal, and my dad was a student. And my dad got a lot of hell on him because you're the principal's kid. Are you goody two shoes? My dad probably had to stand up to a lot of heat for that. Probably helped him be the badass he ended up being. You never know, right? I'm not. I wasn't there, dude. I'm just talking. I'm just saying I'm just saying what I think and some facts. My dad grew up in Pasadena as well. He always used to sing "Little Old Lady from Pasadena." He really liked that song because it was where he grew up too. Anyway, now the album Van Halen 1, 1978. You just sorry, throw the book out. Let's rewrite guitar. Now there's the tapping thing. It was just awesome. You can't beat Van Halen 1. You almost have to tank after that. Because how you gonna follow that? How you gonna beat it? Never. You can't do it. It can't be done. Just great album. Eruption, followed by, preceded by Running with the Devil, that doesn't even have a solo. Very much like Ozzy's Suicide Solution, that doesn't have a solo. Technically, barely has one, and Running with the Devil has a little bit of a melodic thing, but it's not really a full blown solo. But then that's how Randy illustrated his skills on Suicide Solution. Well, right after Running with the Devil, which barely has a solo, if at all, is what you call that melody thing. Eruption just kills guitarists. Just I'm dead. Great album. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's like the Jimi Hendrix album, first album, Our Experience. No, you just can't say anything more. You just have to listen to it. You can't do anything else with it. It's just the greatest album that could be made at that time. Okay. Van Halen 2, 1979. Follow up, pretty good, pretty strong. They didn't change anything, but the sound changed. I don't know, little bugs got in there and mickeyed with the electronics when they weren't looking. I don't know. It's a gremlin thing. It's a demon thing. I don't know what it is. Little lighter, little weirder, little offbeat, little off the sound they wanted. Maybe not off. Well, but great, still great. But you can't touch Van Halen 1. You just can't outdo that album. It's too good. So they kind of went down a little with Van Halen 2, but I like it. I like Van Halen 2. It's got bottoms up, beautiful girls. Somebody Get Me a Doctor. Great. I mean, finale rhythm wise. Come on, I mean, great album. But Women and Children First, 1980, back on track, back like the first album, almost as good as that, if that's even a possible thought. That actually, Women and Children First was the second greatest album follow up to Van Halen 1 in my book, the way I see it. Great album. I can't say enough about that one. Women and Children First. Just listen to it. It's just fucking great. I mean, just really great album. I mean, And the Cradle Will Rock, Romeo Delight, Love It in a Simple Rhyme. And that's just off the top of my head, but hey, great album. I love it. The next, Fair Warning, 1981. My guess is Eddie was either mad that he was married, LOL, or mad that Randy was coming into the spotlight. Randy Rhoads with Ozzy was giving him some competition because he soloed on Fair Warning like nobody's business. He even outdid himself solo-wise on Fair Warning. He just said, fuck it, I'm going to be Alan. I'm just going to solo as fast as I can, weird as I can. I'm just going to do this. And he did it. He soloed really great. Very dark album. Very dark, almost sinister, but great. Their most heavy metal album, now that I think about it. Fair Warning. Great album. Not as good as Women Children First, but maybe similar to Van Halen 2. Like they had Van Halen 1, then a letdown with Van Halen 2, then Women Children First, great, and then a letdown with Fair Warning. But hey, that's like a beat. That's like a step. It's like a 1 2 1 2 1 2. You can't always say both feet can't be the strong foot, and you can't run with one foot. And then Diver Down was not as good as the others. But it had its high points. It had Where Have All the Good Times Gone, which is probably the Van Halen anthem. You listen to Jamie's crying, but it just makes you cry. And there's so many other songs that are great, but dun 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 dun. For the good times gone. I mean, you just can't. I just got goosebumps. I just got chills up my spine right now just from singing that. I promise you. I'm not faking that. You can't fake that, but I'm not lying about it. Wherever the Good Times Gone, the Van Halen rock anthem. It's their Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard, or their Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. even though those bands weren't as good. They had great anthems, but didn't have music like Van Halen. But that's their anthem to me. What About the Good Times Gone by Van Halen. Awesome. And it came on, that was on Diver Down, so it has some credit. Finally, the sixth album, 1984. That's where I like it, because it's 1984 was like their mark to say we can sell records. We're not just a great band that has the greatest guitar player in the world, but we can sell a bunch of records. So they just really decided to commercialize a little bit, play some piano. So Eddie had to tune up a half step back up to E natural because he's playing a lot of keyboard stuff. That's what I don't like about 1984. It's tuned to E natural because he's now a keyboard player. I don't mind him being a keyboard player. I just wish he could stay tuned to E flat and somehow play keyboard in E flat. Well, that's really hard to do, and it's not expected of anybody. But since keyboards are tuned to C and C alone and A and B, C, it's hard, he had to tune to the keyboard for 1984. That's what's wrong with 1984 in my book. The sound is different because Eddie's tuning to a natural, he's tuning to E instead of E flat. It kind of ruins the vibe for me a little bit, but showed they could sell. Hot for Teacher, Panama, Top Jimmie, which I might do sometime. I want to do Top Jimmie. Now that I think about it, I want to do Top Jimmie soon because it's got my name in it. Spelled differently with a Y and with an IE, but hey, it's still my name. Drop Dead Legs. Just a really good album. If they could have just somehow tuned to E flat and still played keyboard, would have been great. Eddie, we love you. We miss you. I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.